It's our first Game Pass update of the year, and Game Pass Standard members are getting a bunch of cozy games to help them ward off the January blues, while Ultimate subscribers and PC gamers also have a couple of great titles to look forward to. So let's take a look at everything that's on the way, starting off with some of the excellent games that are hitting the Game Pass Standard library. And the voice will get croakier as we go. So from the 8th, Game Pass Standard can go join their Ultimate amigos to spend a little time at Sandrock. This is the sequel to My Time at Porsche, and it's an open world adventure that once again sees you using your master craftsman skills to revitalise the community around you. Of course, the most important thing that you'll be building is friendships, with the game's cast of 30 plus characters. And if that does sound a little bit twee, well, you can mix things up by just kicking some ass with the brilliant new combat system that Sandrock added into the series, allowing you to switch seamlessly between third-person shooting and fast-paced melee moves. On the same day, Game Pass Standard members will also get to hear people say "Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto" with the quirky culinary life sim Rolling Hill, Make Sushi, Make Friends. This is a charming game that has you playing as a sushi-serving robot who happens to have his very own restaurant in a very small town. But to keep your customers happy, you're going to need to track down the finest ingredients and learn how to turn them into the most delicious dishes. Of course, man cannot live on raw fish alone. I'd give it a good go though, but you'll also want to get to know the locals as people, listening to their problems and figuring out which of their problems you can help them with. Fancy another one on the 8th? Because this is a day one addition to Game Pass Ultimate that is making its way to Game Pass Standard. It's Lightyear Frontier, and it's going to be opening its big rickety doors to all of you guys pretty soon. Now, this is a starry-eyed farming sim that lets you stomp around in a big old mech as you collect seeds, plant crops, and generally just trying to whip the land into shape. Unlike most mech games though, this is totally combat free and it's extremely chill, which is ideal for relaxing with after you've been blown to bits one too many times elsewhere. I'll tell you what, from Coral Island to Stardew Valley, Game Pass now seems to have a whole range of lovely laid-back farming games, but I want to know which one is your favourite, so drop them in the comments. Over the years, Robin Hood has been reimagined as everything from an animated fox to Taron Egerton, and he's even starred in his very own base-building RPG, which Game Pass Standard members can fry a tuck into from January 8th. Sherwood Builders has you playing as Robin Hood himself, obviously, so you're naturally going to be stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. It's kind of your whole thing. I rate him for that. But it's not all you're going to be doing, because you'll also be raising up an entire community out in Sherwood Forest to help you fight back against that evil sheriff, who I hope is a wolf in this game, but probably not. Manage your resources, train up your followers, and expand your ranks until you've got enough merry men and women to lead a full-blown uprising. Coming for you, wolf. You're dead. Right, now then, on to the Game Pass Ultimate games. On the 14th, these members are going to get a game that packs quite a punch, and a kick, and a weird roly-poly stranglehold thing. I think it's called a full Nelson. I don't know. And it's attention to detail like that makes EA Sports UFC 5 the most authentic version of octagon action that we've seen to date. The Frostbite engine ensures that every fighter in its vast roster looks shockingly lifelike, while new and fluid systems for submissions and a dynamic new damage mechanic make the bouts more realistic but more tactical. And all that realism also guarantees that when you properly clobber someone, it looks amazing. And then it looks even better in the new cinematic KO replay. That is ripe for just making clips, chucking it on TikTok, and see what happens. And then last up, on the 14th, PC players get to go back to the dark, demon-infested dungeon where it all began as the original Diablo comes to PC Game Pass. This is the return of an all-time classic, and that's big news. Whether you've been hacking and slashing since 1997, or you built your first character in Diablo 4, which is also available right now on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass, and is also really, really good, just in case you weren't aware of it. Now, while it's not as expansive or as gorgeous as its sequels, the OG Diablo does still absolutely hold up, and you'll have a blast scrapping your way through the catacombs of Tristram Cathedral. Now, I personally never got to play the original Diablo, but the fact it's got a monk class, which is my favourite in Baldur's Gate 3, different game I know, just means that I definitely want to try it out, and monk is going to be the way to go. But of course, this is just the beginning, so to keep track of all the other great games coming to Game Pass in 2025, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. Obviously, you should know that by now. Bye!